She watered every garden but her own. Until one day, the flowers gave something back. The girl who watered everyone's garden. Moral: helping others helps you bloom. In a quiet little village nestled between two green hills, there lived a kind girl named Elara. She wore hand-me-down shoes, a sunflower pin in her hair, and carried an old metal watering can wherever she went. But what made Elara special wasn't her appearance, it was her heart. Every morning, just after sunrise, Elara would tiptoe out of her cottage and begin her journey from one house to the next, watering the gardens of the entire village. The tulips at Mrs. Marigold's porch, the vines of Mr. Potts, the dusty sunflowers behind the bakery, even the droopy roses outside the schoolyard, Elara took care of them all. She did this without being asked, without expecting thanks, without skipping a single day, even when it rained, even when it didn't. But strangely, no one ever noticed that Elara's own garden was bare. No colors, no blooms, just dry earth and one tired little tree. One day, a curious little boy named Leo asked his mother, "Mama, why doesn't Elara have any flowers?" His mother paused. "Maybe she doesn't like them, sweetheart." But Leo frowned. He'd seen the way Elara touched every leaf with care, how her eyes sparkled at the first sign of a bud, how she sang softly to the soil. He didn't believe it. That same week, the village entered its driest season in years. The sun glared down mercilessly. Leaves curled, petals faded, and water became rare. People began closing their garden gates. "No water to waste," said Mr. Potts, locking his hose. "I can't afford to share," muttered the baker. And slowly, flower after flower began to wilt. But not Elara. She kept watering. Even when Hurricane felt heavy and her legs grew tired, she walked farther each day, fetching water from the stream outside the village when the wells dried up. She watered. She hummed. She helped. And every evening, she returned home to her silent, cracked patch of land, untouched. One night, a soft knock came at her door. It was Leo, holding a tiny clay pot. I saved this," he said, offering her the smallest, brightest marigold she'd ever seen. "You always help everyone else's garden. So I thought, maybe yours needs a friend too?" Elara blinked. Her hands trembled. For the first time in a long while, she smiled not just with her lips, but with her soul. "Thank you," she whispered. Leo's small act started something. The next morning, she found a trail of footprints outside her door. Dozens of neighbors had come by, each dropping off something. A handful of seeds, a tiny watering can, a painted flower pot, even a poem about petals and kindness. Children brought pebbles shaped like hearts, elders brought compost, the baker brought tea. By noon, Elara's garden wasn't just blooming, it was alive. It laughed in colors, it danced with butterflies, it glowed under the sun. And for the first time, Elara watered her own flowers. From that day on, something magical happened. Wherever Elara walked, flowers followed. Not just in gardens, in hearts. Mrs. Marigold, who had once kept her gate locked, now opened it wide for children to play. Mr. Potts, who had said he couldn't afford to share, began offering lemonade to tired travelers. Even the baker started using edible flowers in her pastries. All because one girl taught them that watering someone else's garden doesn't make yours any drier, it just makes the whole world bloom. But the most beautiful part? No one knew this. But Elara's watering can, the one she'd used for years, was always empty. Not a single drop of water inside. Because what she had been pouring into the soil all along wasn't water, it was kindness. And kindness, it turns out, is the best thing for growing flowers. Moral ending. So the next time you see someone struggling, remember, Elara, even a single drop of kindness can grow 1,000 flowers. And when you help others bloom, your own garden will shine brighter than ever.